Good evening to all and welcome to the session. This session is all about how to master English grammar. In the last video, as part of foundation course I launched, I talked about importance of English, hurdles to master English, course details, and the integrated approach I have taken. In this session, I'm going to talk about grammar syllabus. Broadly, we have two areas, word-based topics, sentence-based topics. I'm going to talk about this knowledge, this syllabus. Where does it help? Exam point of view. What are the exam topics based on grammar? And I'm going to introduce how to master English grammar. You can master with the help of mind maps approach. I'm going to introduce mind maps, and to demonstrate, I'm going to give one example with the help of nouns, and after that, I will provide the details of the course. Let us start with the course syllabus. When I say course syllabus, foundation course, generally this is a syllabus that goes with grammar from exam point of view. But if you take grammar as such, already when you were in school, you learn grammar. Then comes a question, why should we learn again? Whatever you learned, that is known as academic grammar. That is not important from the exam point of view. You have to learn grammar from competitive exams point of view. Here the approach is different. Academic grammar, the focus is more on concepts. Grammar from competitive exams point of view, the focus is more on rules. And coming to this grammar syllabus, broadly we have 12 topics, but two topics are part of grammar, both grammar and vocabulary. First topic, parts of speech. Second topic, articles. First, I will talk about the syllabus, then how to master. Third one, models. They are part of verbs, but a separate topic. And these three, one group. You may ask, sir, why these three topics, one group? If you take any language, broadly we have two units. One, words. The other one, sentences. And all the three topics are based on words. These topics are word-based topics. So they're one group. And when it comes to learning, exam point of view, I said you have to focus on rules. Based on these three topics, you have to learn about, you may learn between 100 and 150 rules. And all these rules, to master these rules, you don't have to be intelligent, you have to be good at memory. All the rules based on parts of speech, articles, and models, they are based on memory based rules. For example, if I say the verb prefer takes a preposition to, in the exam, she prefers coffee than tea. Answer my question, is this sentence right or wrong? Already have memorized prefer to. Based on that, the moment you see the word prefer, she prefers coffee, you know it is not correct. What is the right word? To. She prefers coffee to tea. For this, you don't have to be intelligent. All that you need, you have to memorize the rule. They're very easy. Now, going to the second group, it is known as core grammar. And here we have 7 topics, and these are very difficult, even for native speakers, even for Americans and Britishers. Wrong. Two has to be used. First, we got three. I'll continue with that number. Fourth one, tenses. Tenses are very important. I tell my students, if you master tenses, you can master grammar. If you master tenses, you can master English language. Tenses are the key to English grammar. Why, if you wonder, once you learn tenses, in core grammar, if you take other topics, all other topics depend on tenses knowledge. And once you master tenses, other topics become easy. And every session you enjoy, you become confident. Next one, question tags. Next one, voice, active voice, passive voice. Next one, speech, direct speech, indirect speech. Next one, conditionals, conditional sentences, you can say. Next one, types of sentences, simple, compound, complex. And the last one, conquered. Conquered means harmonious relationship of different grammatical units in a sentence. They have to be harmoniously, they have to agree with one another harmoniously. That is known as conquered. And here the most important dimension is the subject verb agreement. How many topics have you got under core grammar? Seven topics. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. And to master these topics, you have to be intelligent. All these topics, to learn the rules, you have to be intelligent. These are intelligence based topics. Because these topics demand a bit of intelligence, in the UK, in the US, though their mother tongue is English, many of them are not good at grammar. They have separate schools, grammar schools. The rich kids go to grammar schools. They try to master grammar. Not that easy. Why is grammar not easy? One reason, you have to know two terms: abstract, concrete. Abstract means something you cannot touch or you cannot see. If I say Indian culture, can you see Indian culture? Can you show me Indian culture? Can you touch Indian culture? That is abstract. If I say this is a bottle, this is a water bottle, you will believe because you can see the bottle, you can touch also. Grammar is abstract. Anything abstract, not easy. You have to listen attentively with a focused mind, only then you can master. And grammar schools, they're very popular in Western countries, and grammar abstract. When it comes to grammar, first group, parts of speech, articles, models, not that difficult. Second group, tenses, question tags, voice, speech, conditionals, sentences, conquered. This is what we call core grammar, not easy. You got to be intelligent. So I have just touched the syllabus and broadly two areas. The topics are divided. And the third one, I said 12 topics, I've given 10 topics. Effective English. Here we have two topics. They go with grammar, they go with vocabulary. One, idioms. Two, phrasal verbs. These two go with effective English. In Western countries also, many Americans, many Britishers, when they consider someone, they say, he speaks very good English. She speaks very good English. On what basis? They feel they speak effective English. What is effective English? It is nothing but use of idioms and use of phrasal verbs. In fact, to understand these, you need certain standards. Without those standards, you cannot understand. Now, imagine you have learned foundation course, English to English. This is a syllabus that goes with grammar. Imagine you have learned all the topics. Where does that knowledge help? Grammar based, we have some exam topics. What are the exam topics that come under grammar? One, the most important, error location. 5 questions, usually Banks or SSC. Two, Sentence improvement. This goes more with SSC. Third, phrase replacement. This goes more with bank exams. Even here, five questions. And nowadays, they are giving 4 or 5 sentences, and they ask you to find out the correct sentence or the wrong sentence. That also depends on grammar knowledge. These are the exam topics. So once you learn grammar, why should you learn grammar? You have to learn grammar because they ask questions based on grammar. And what are the exam topics that come under grammar, based on grammar? Error location, sentence improvement, phrase replacement, and correct sentence or wrong sentence. Next to dimension, I have touched this. Mind maps, how to master. What is today's session about? It is about how to master English grammar. You can master English grammar with the help of mind maps. What is the approach you have to take? Mind maps. First, I will talk about mind maps, then I will give the example of noun, how to learn with the help of mind maps. What are these mind maps? Actually, this concept was given by a person called Tony Buzan. He is known as a father of memory techniques. If you go to Western countries, the big companies, corporate giants, they conduct workshops for employees on communication skills and work professional skills and memory techniques, time management, stress management, problem solving ability, leadership qualities, all these things. One of the sessions, memory techniques. There's a word for memory techniques, mnemonics. The first M is silent. Mnemonics means memory techniques. And those who are preparing for competitive exams, they have to use memory techniques because while preparing for a competitive exam, you have to learn a lot and not one subject, many subjects. Each subject a lot. Not easy to remember. Based on that, you have to use memory techniques or you have to depend on mnemonics. And who has popularized one of the techniques, memory techniques, mind maps. And this is an approach. If you take mind maps approach, you can master English grammar. And it was given by Tony Buzan. What is this mind maps approach? Generally, you take a concept. Imagine you want to learn about something. First, you identify the important areas related to that concept. And each area you have smaller points. Then you draw lines like this. You keep adding new information, new points. And finally, what you get is called a mind map. And this mind map, once you have the mind map, what happens? You have a clear picture what you have to learn, all the important dimensions, main points, sub points. And once you have the picture here, easy to remember, easy to learn, easy to remember, easy to recollect. Exam point of view, three things are important. First, you have to learn something. Second, you have to remember something. But what you know is not important. How fast you can recollect is important. Third one, recollect. And when you take the mind maps approach, you can learn well, you can remember, and you can recollect within no time. What is the reason? When we learn something, we are dealing with information, a lot of information, and you have to streamline this information or organize this information. Once you organize, it becomes easy to retrieve. Retrieve means what? Recollect. Imagine you go to a library and you ask the librarian, I want a book on history. He gives you the book within no time. How does he do that? All the books are arranged alphabetical order, A to Z. He'll go to the book rack with the letter H. There he finds a book related to history within no time. So when you take the mind maps approach, it is like you are organizing the information, you are streamlining your efforts, and it becomes easy to learn, remember, and recollect. Exam point of view, what is the most important thing? Recollection is the most important. Now, the same thing I will tell you. Imagine you want to master grammar. First, you have to master each topic. Then you can master grammar. Here, I would like to take the example of noun. Imagine you want to master noun. First, you have to take the mind map. I teach with the help of mind maps. In the middle of the page, you have to write noun and draw lines. And first, you have to write the important areas, important dimensions you have to learn, definition, then types, then gender, then number, then case, then noun phrases, then noun clauses, and finally rules. Rules are very important. So I tell students while teaching, I give the mind map. I teach with the help of mind map. And here again, subtypes, types of pronouns. I tell so many types of nouns. I tell so many classifications are there. But my approach, we have broadly two types of nouns: proper nouns and common nouns. Common nouns again two types: collective nouns and abstract nouns. And I usually give the rules. Proper noun, I give three rules. Collective nouns, two rules. Abstract nouns, two rules. Gender, one rule. Number, six rules. Case, three rules. Total, how many rules? 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 1, 8. 8 plus 6, 14. 14 plus 3, 17. Once you learn with the help of a mind map, you know what you have to learn, how many rules you have to learn. And when I teach, when you learn grammar, first you have to learn the concepts, then you have to learn the rules. In English, we have rules, we have exceptions. Then you have to focus on exceptions. Concepts. Conceptual clarity is very important when it comes to learning a topic or grammar. But concepts, no one is going to ask. Once you learn the concepts, it becomes easy to learn the rules. Your focus should be on rules. In English, we have exceptions, rules, and exceptions. My channel, I have given 200 rules. There are so many videos, 200 rules. If you watch all those videos, you can learn 200 rules. More than enough from the exam point of view. Sometimes students ask, so how many rules do we have to learn? I usually say between 400 and 500. But exam point of view, you don't have to learn all the rules. 200 important rules enough, more than enough. And once you take this approach, you can easily master a particular topic. And based on that, you can master entire grammar. This is what you have to take. This is the approach you have to take. But imagine you have learn first step. You have learned. After that, what you have to do, you have to read your notes. I'm talking about how to master grammar. There are some steps you have to follow. First, learn, go to a master, learn. Then, same day, you have to read your notes and make sure whatever is in the notebook, it comes here. Then, you have to revise. Thank you very much, Subramaniam. Revise once a week, twice a week. Fourth one, you have to practice topic wise all these rules. And when I teach in the foundation course, first I teach the topic nouns, then I bring one exercise, topic wise you practice. Once you learn all the topics, you have to practice at random, shuffled. That helps in the long run. Then once you learn grammar, you learn topic wise, you learn all the topics together, you practice, then you have to take the mock tests. And the last one, before you take the exam, you have to have a look at previous year's papers. Very important. Why should you look at the previous year's papers? Because if you have a look at the previous year's papers, you get an idea how they ask the questions. what are the standards, and where you stand. For example, before I go to that, many students learn well, not an issue. But end of the day, they are exhausted, they don't read the notes. And if they don't read, they cannot revise. That is ruled out. And these two are not good. You have to do at any cost because there's so much to learn. If you don't read the same day, you don't revise once or twice a week, very difficult to remember. Then it will be like back to square one. Topic wise, you have to practice. All the topics together, you have to practice. Mock tests you have to take regularly. And finally, previous year's papers. Imagine there's a book published, previous year's papers, 100 papers. Each paper, 5 questions based on error location. That means 5 into 100, how many questions? 500 questions, error location. Before you take the exam, imagine you worked on these 500 questions. You could answer only 100. You are not ready for the exam. You could answer 200. Still, you're not ready for the exam. 300. Still, you're not ready for the exam. Imagine 400. Yes, you're ready for the exam. Then you should wonder, what about the remaining 100? Why couldn't I answer? In the past, almost all the questions based on rules, short sentences. Now they're asking questions based on context, contextual awareness, contextual awareness, very important. And 100 questions you cannot answer because you may be good at rules. Let's say you have learned all the 200 rules, you have all the rules at your fingertips. Still, you cannot answer 100 questions because they're based on contextual awareness. Nowadays, the questions are based on contextual awareness. I tell students quite often this thing. Then comes a question, how do we get contextual awareness? You have to yourself, expose yourself to the language. How do we expose ourselves to the language? There are two ways. One, by listening. But in our country, it is ruled out. What is the reason? Outside people use Telugu or Tamil or Kannada. It is only a link language. But if you go to the US, the UK, anywhere, anytime, you can listen to English, only English. That is not possible here. And you are left with only one choice, like Hobson's choice. What is it? Read. This is the only thing you can do, you have to do to expose yourself to the language. When you expose yourself to the language, not one day or 2 days, how do you expose yourself? You have to read the Hindu paper for 6 months to 9 months. Then you're exposed to a variety of contexts. You're exposed to effective vocabulary. You're exposed to effective English. You're exposed to so many contexts. In the exam, you get the same context, same words, same idioms, same phrasal verbs, same prepositional combinations. Then it becomes easy. You can handle effortlessly. This should be the approach. And I touched and details of the course. This foundation course in English, not bilingual, foundation course. Initially, I thought, yes, you have to spend 6 to 9 months. Yes, otherwise you cannot get exposed to the language. See, languages are not that easy. Imagine English is easy. You have to do certain things; they become easy. But without spending time, you cannot get something just like that. If that is the case, everyone should be good at English in our country. It is not so. Languages, one has to spend time. Easy, difficult depends on two things. One, effort, the other, time. Time and effort, both are important. For certain things, for many things, effort is required. It is something like a common factor, maybe more or less a different thing, but time varies. Imagine grammar, 2 months. 1 month also, there are so many students who master English grammar. 1 month is enough. But comprehension skill, vocabulary, you need 6 to 9 months. That is a time. exam point of view. Coming to the details of the course, this foundation course, already I launched 9 sessions are over, I suppose. Orientation, I spent we 4 sessions, then nouns 3 sessions, pronouns 3 sessions. Today, verb part 1 session. All these sessions over, but only two parts of speech over. One is noun, the other one is pronoun. Verb we have just started. Still, enrollment is open. If you wish, you could join. And live batches, these batches are live batches. Live batches. The course fee is actually 3,000 because it is a first batch in 2024. I offered a discount of 500. The course fee is only 2,500. Every evening at 6 p.m., a live session. It is for about 60 minutes. Though I said 24 sessions, 24 topics, it may spread over 2 months. I thought 1 month not possible. Based on the students, I changed my pace. 2 months it may take. This is all about the course details. And this is the approach to master grammar. And do remember, before I wind up the session, grammar will help. It is a foundation only in prelims. It does not help when it comes to mains. Mains, you need to be good at reading comprehension skill. You need to be good at vocabulary. These two things you can become good if you read the Hindu. Again, I would like to repeat, if you read the Hindu for 6 to 9 months, then for many candidates, mains is a major hurdle. Once you spend 6 months or 9 months on the Hindu paper, headlines and one editorial, then 3, 4 bank jobs you will get, 3, 4 government jobs you will get, not one. I'm so confident about this approach. I can give in writing also. Many of my students, initially they would get 3 marks in English. Eventually they got 30 marks out of 40, and they could get IBPS PO, SBI PO, all these PO jobs. It is possible, but you have to follow the right path. That's what precisely we call exam approach. I hope you guys got it. If you have questions, you could ask me. No questions, I would like to wind up the session. And I'm going to come up with 2 more sessions as part of foundation course demos. The next one is going to be on how to master reading comprehension skill. After that, how to master vocabulary. Watch these videos, you will learn something. Whether you purchase a course or not, whether you enroll in the course or not, that is immaterial. But these sessions, there is something to learn from the exam point of view. Do remember and try to attend the session. Thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. And I will see you guys tomorrow with the Hindu editorial. And some students asked me this morning for the first time, I did the Hindu editorial analysis, bilingual approach, English and Telugu. So many students wanted to know whether I would continue or not. I'm going to continue. 7 a.m. it is Hindu in English, editorial analysis in English. And about the Telugu, I haven't decided the time slot, but tomorrow also I'm going to do. Please wait for 1 or 2 days, then I will announce the time slot. And thank you very much. Thank you very much, Subramanya. Then I will let you know the time slot you can follow regularly. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Good night to all of you.